Yo, what's going on YouTube? Dylan's back with another upload. Whoopee! In today's video, I have a presentation to give you guys. This is a new project for the channel that I've just picked up recently, and it's definitely a project. That is definitely the best words you can come up with. It's not terrible, it's not a pile of parts, it's not junk, but it's a project. There's a lot of little things here and there, but otherwise, it seems like it's going to be mostly a good quad. We did have a little trouble getting it started. I have the plastics all just sitting on here right now, just so you guys can get an idea of what it looks like when it's all together. For those of you that don't know what a 450 MXR is, 2008 in particular, basically just Polaris' race quad. This is the 450 version. They also have a 425 and I think maybe another one. But the one thing that makes this one so special is it has the KTM motor in it, which I don't know much about these quads, but I guess it's pretty sought after. I can understand why. It's KTM. They make really good engines, especially for racing purposes. And I'm not sure of how good they were back in 2008, but I know today their standards are pretty good considering they pretty much run the entire motocross scene right now. And I mean, they can keep up with Honda. They're not running it, but Honda's still in the lead because Honda never dies. But anyways, so I'll just give you the guys the gist of it and pretty much what I know about it so far. I'll change angles here. There's an exhaust for it, air box, the parts he just dropped off, which is the header pipe, oil, some bushings, spark plug, just a couple odds and ends. The gist is with this quad is it's been through the ringer a good bit. I know at least 3 or 4 people had it before him, and that's just the ones that we know of. Who knows how many people have actually had this thing, but she's definitely been the town bicycle for a while. And I think it's still in pretty decent shape. Definitely needs most of the suspension bushings done. Pretty much anything that will wear out or something that wears on the quad, it's gonna need replaced. Like all your control arm bushings, and I don't know, the shocks are still pretty sturdy. Their bushings are pretty good. But the shocks themselves, they're getting pretty worn out. I'd say they're gonna need rebuilt in the next 30 hours. At least you'll want to. I'm not sure exactly how noticeable it will be, but all that's gonna need redone. The plastics, I told him to get new plastics, but he wants to wait, which I can understand because they're pretty expensive on this thing. It's ridiculous how much these are. Just this rear part alone was like 250 bucks. And then the front, I forget, I think that was like another 250. Sides, they're still in decent shape. There's nothing really wrong with them other than some homemade hack jobbing, a couple zip tie holes, and just overall pretty old, abused. So I told him eventually down the line he'll want some new plastics for sure, because they're definitely not the most appealing, and I can make them work, but they're definitely going to be a bitch to get all back together again. So I'm going to have to find all the clips, where all the clips go, and then hopefully they still have mounts or whatever they go to, so they don't just pop right back off. They actually serve a purpose. But anyways, plastics, yeah, they're pretty much shot. We're gonna make them work. he has a seat. It was pretty beat up. It was just held on with a ratchet strap. Pretty much going from each foot peg, just ratchet strap it down, because I don't know, I guess previous owner just didn't feel like finding nuts and bolts for it, because it's so hard to find. I don't know what it even takes. Like, I know it has like this quick release in the back, and then surely there's something that just like scoots up onto these tabs or something like that. But so far, since I've had it, all I've done, pressure washed it. Didn't even get pretty much all of it. I didn't even have the plastics on, that's why they're still filthy. He just dropped them back off because I didn't pick them up. I didn't have enough room. But yeah, so pressure washed it, pulled it in here, went over it, pretty much found out it's mostly still in good shape. Definitely worth at least attempting to fix up. And from there, pretty much just went around and did some fine detailing, and then while I did that, cleaned up the wiring harness. Because wiring was pretty bad. I just had to do a couple fixes. It wasn't like terrible. I've seen a lot worse, but it was definitely pretty bad. So yeah, I did fine detail on a lot of it. Still need to get a couple of spots on the harness. This was pretty much just a little pre-cleaning, I guess you can say, before I start wrenching on it, so it's